I'm Stacey, and on today's edition of Serve It with Stacey, I'm going to give you all the fall feels because I know so many of us are missing out on our favorite fall activities. For me, I'm missing out on Oktoberfest. I mean, who can't say no to beer gardens and Bavarian food? I mean, even Munich canceled Oktoberfest because of the pandemic. But don't fret, I'm going to serve up a sheet pan dinner that's super easy to make, very hearty, and it's going to have you pulling out the lederhosen and your favorite beer stein. So get ready for sheet pan brats and Brussels sprouts. So here's what you're going to need. One large sheet pan. Yeah, this is a big baby. Commercial size. Use it if you got them. Then you're going to need a pound each of baby potatoes. I'm using red baby potatoes here. If you have Yukon Golds, that's great. Brussels sprouts, obviously, in the name of the recipe. And then your brats. Yeah, these are beer brats. They're great. If you can't find brats though at the supermarket, just switch it out for chicken sausage or maybe some sweet or spicy Italian. You're going to need some avocado oil or olive oil, Dijon mustard, some whole mustard seed, honey, and then I like to add in a little bit of fall color. So here is a mix of cabbage. I've got red cabbage, I've got green cabbage, and a little bit of carrots. If you don't like cabbage, just totally leave this out. You can add in other veggies like tomatoes or maybe some green and red pepper. For a little bit of crunch, I always like to add a little nut in this. Sometimes it's pistachios. Today, I'm going to use some sliced almonds. And then finally, some salt and pepper to taste. So let's get started. So the first thing you're going to do is preheat the baking sheet in the oven, 450 degrees. Okay, so while that's preheating, we're going to go ahead and take our brats and we're going to just make little slits on either side. Just make sure you don't cut all the way through to the sausage so you don't break it in half. And then once you make 2-3 slits per side, throw it into a big bowl. That's where everything is going to go. This is a recipe that I found, I believe it was the New York Times, and just over the years kind of added my own flair to it. I mean, as a little girl, my favorite way to eat a hot dog was with a nice deli mustard and sauerkraut. So this totally reminds me of that. All right, there we go. Now that the sausage is done, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our Brussels sprouts. Now, here's the thing. If you are used to working with Brussels sprouts, you can definitely leave them whole because as they cook, the steam gets them nice and creamy on the inside. The only thing, it usually takes a little bit longer for that process to happen than it is for everything else to bake down or roast down. So I'm going to just go ahead and have these. I'm going to go ahead and have these lengthwise. The one nice thing about when you have your Brussels sprouts, as in cutting them in half. Yeah, I know, you were understanding me, right? Sometimes the little kind of layers of the leaves come off and they get really crispy when you roast. Definitely love the crispy skin of the Brussels sprouts. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to toss those into the same bowl as my sausage. And next we're going to take our baby potatoes and we're going to cut those in half as well. This is so simple. We're almost done cooking this recipe. Now these are going to go into the bowl with the sausage and the Brussels sprouts. And next we're going to take our avocado oil or olive oil. If you're using olive oil, go with a light, don't do an extra virgin because it won't be able to stand up to the heat of roasting this. And about 4 to 5 tablespoons. Avocado oil can take a really nice strong heat. And then I'm gonna just give it a nice toss. You want everything coated here. So if you feel like it still looks a little dry after you kind of stirred it all together, just go ahead and add a little bit more oil. You just don't want it dripping wet. See, that looks pretty good. There. I've got a camera over here too, so sometimes I get confused on where to look. See? Oh, and I'm shooting with a new camera as I'm trying to elevate my videos. So if you ever see anything blurry, it's just because I haven't quite found the right setting yet. Okay, on that side now. Well, looks like this is ready to go in the oven. So we gotta grab our preheated sheet pan. So now let's just pour everything, oops, get that last Brussels sprout. Onto our sheet pan and get it in a nice even layer. This is why I love to use the commercial size, because honestly, with a pound of everything, nothing's overcrowded. If you have too much going on or too many ingredients on the tray, then it'll just steam. Stuff won't get crispy. And I'm realizing I forgot to throw in the cabbage. So we'll just do this step here. It's really not that big of a deal. And I'll just sprinkle a little bit more oil over top of the cabbage. But look how pretty. You can plan as long and as much as possible, and when you record, stuff like this happens. All right, so let me just, this is also avocado oil, so this is closest, so I'll just add a little bit more to get it on top of the cabbage. There we go. And then some salt and freshly ground pepper. We're gonna put this back into our 450-degree oven for about 15-20 minutes, okay? So, oh, it looks so pretty already. Now it's heavy. Okay, so while that's gonna roast, again, for about 15, maybe 20 minutes, we're gonna go ahead and whip up a honey mustard sauce. Yeah, this is the real good stuff. So take regular clover honey, amber honey, whatever you like. And I think I remember this recipe calling for like 4 teaspoons. I just add, as you can see, a really nice heaping tablespoon of honey. And then, same thing, nice heaping tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Ooh! Ah! It's like all mad at me. Okay, so I'm gonna have to wash that off. Okay, you're rude. Excuse you. Okay. Never trust a clean cook, right? Somebody said that. I didn't make that up, but I've always lived that law. All right, and then, hold on. Don't mean to turn it back on you. All right. Then we're gonna take a teaspoon of our whole mustard seed. Where's that? All right. And then we're just gonna give this, that's what it looks like. I'm gonna show the other camera. And I'll show you. Okay? We're just gonna give it a nice stir. We're gonna mix this around, because eventually, we're gonna pour this sauce in just a moment over top of the brat and Brussels sprouts. Oh, these are starting to look really nice. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and drizzle our honey mustard sauce over top of the sausage and the potatoes and give it a nice coat. And then also throw in our 1/4 cup of nuts. And again, we're using almonds here. Give this a nice stir. And in fact, what I also like to do is after we stir it, is just to flip the sausages to the other side that they were cooking on. This is gonna go back into the oven for another 15 or 20 minutes, just until those potatoes are nice and soft, the Brussels sprouts are creamy, and the brats are bursting and juicy. Nice, right? While that's finishing up roasting, I want to give a shout out to my vegan friends. This dish can be totally vegan. So instead of using sausage or brats, replace it with Beyond Meat sausages. Those are my favorite. You can find them in the grocery store. I think they do a mild or spicy Italian version. Either one will work. And also then you'll replace the honey with blue agave or maple syrup. Either one will work. Completely vegan, right? Also, if you're watching your carbs, don't add the potatoes. You know, you do you. That's totally cool. And actually, sometimes when I don't have potatoes, I just omit them. Or if the kids are eating, what I've done is also swapped out the baby potatoes with potato and cheese pierogies. Yeah, and if I do that, I always add some thinly sliced onions. Ooh, that caramelizes in that honey Dijon sauce. So really, you can make this your own. I just don't want you to stress. You know, delicious food does not have to be complicated. Now I get to clean up, which will take me about 2 minutes because with sheet pan dinners, there was barely anything to clean up. Okay, oh, look at this, is perfection. So you can see the potatoes are nice and soft. Even the Brussels sprouts stayed creamy on the inside, did not dry out. And the juices from the brats, which started splitting open. Let me show you that. See how that splits open? Have now mixed in, or those juices have mixed in with the Dijon and the honey. Oh, this is gonna be so good. Should we plate it? Yeah. Okay, so before we can taste this, we have to serve it with the piece de resistance. I mean, it is Oktoberfest, right? So grab your favorite German Pilsner or maybe dark Dunkel. I don't have either, so in this case, I grab my favorite pumpkin beer. And your beer stein. All right, yeah. And pour yourself a cold and frosty one to wash down your brat. All right, let's dig in. I never liked October so much. Cheers. Don't forget, hit like and subscribe, share, and I'll see you the next time on Serve It with Stacey.